about that later on.
Oh. You've got a fan base here, then.
The hype train has left the station.
How old did you say this was?
12 years.
12 years, yeah.
Man, it is good. We just threw all of that on the floor, and this man has no regard for safety. He is not wearing shoes. He could go down while using it.
And John's dead. Wow. That didn't take long at all, but I'm sure he'll come back. Oh, man, it's good to be back. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Weekly Whiskey. Thank you for joining us. If you're drinking something good, let us know in the chat. John, as we were watching that intro, I realized I had a lot less hair for every single one of those episodes.
Yeah, it just keeps going back.
It was like it was before winter or something.
Yeah, there was a good progression of what the hell we had going on with our salad there, but it was pretty good overall, I think.
Yeah, man, how you been? I know. I think you've had a crazy week, if I wasn't mistaken there.
You are correct. It has been a very long week so far here on Tuesday.
Man,
but we'll power through.
Yeah. Anyways, well, it's Tuesday, which means it's time for another Weekly Whiskey. Tonight we do not have a guest. We lined up something super fun, which Lane is alluding to there. It's been a long time since we drank Stagg Jr. And we have a lot of Stagg Jr. to drink tonight. John and I both had insane weeks. It already feels like Thursday or Friday, but alas, it's only Tuesday. So what better way to kick back and relax with some barrel proof bourbon?
Yeah, we'll dig right through some of these and see. I mean, I really feel like there's no losers in this lineup, but it'll be cool to compare them all because I've always just sort of used 12 as my baseline and compare each one back to that. But it'll be nice to kind of see how they stack up against each other. Have we got any single barrel news or any other hush shit like that we need to talk about?
Hell yeah, we do. Let's see. So next week we'll be tasting a new Riff single barrel. So Diamond of the Riff number 3. Last week Elijah Craig went on sale and sold out. So people should be getting their bottles soon. Smooth Ambler has completely shipped, which is a relief to say the least. I got my bottles this week, which is pretty cool. We announced a Four Roses. Like that's kind of a big deal. Four Roses. I'm excited to land that plane. That's going to be a good one. On top of that, we have a Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit coming in early this year. More Russells coming in later this year. And I will be flying to Kentucky by night for a couple of trips over the next couple of months to select 6 or 9 barrels. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming down the hopper. A little bit of High West, some Starlight. Our Nashville Barrel Co. is being bottled. So tons of stuff going on. Pay attention to the emails. But we got the good shits on the way. So I'm pretty pumped. But I think that wraps up the single barrel news.
He said, very butcher-like.
I finally followed Kyle Urban on Instagram, and every time I see a post, I'm like, oh man, we do look very similar. Someday we will get him on. It'll be Butcher and Butcher Light. It'll be a fun episode.
That will be great. We'll have Butcher Jr. ready to rock.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
But I think that's it for the single barrel news.
You got these poured out already? Are you?
I do. Yeah, I have all 4, 12, 13, 14, and 15 ready to go. So it's going to be a good night.
Let's party.
I say tonight. Maybe tomorrow will be rough, but
whatever.
Science has to be done.
Most definitely science. Oh, Lane's getting low. Here we go, Yancey.
There we go.
Got a drink, but instead, I'll just have some barrel proof bourbon.
Yeah, it's everything or nothing. It's ice water or barrel proof. Like, let's be real.
Not enough C words to be butcher. Ye has a point. Oh, Stagg Jr Batch 9 from Jim and a Four Roses fan as well, and Brian.
Hell yeah.
All right, you guys are going to be happy.
It's going to be a good time.
I'm going in on the nose with these. Yeah,
I'm ready to just get rocking. 4 pours is, I think, probably the most we've done on a Weekly Whiskey in God knows how long, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to step back from the interview seat and just do a little tasting. We haven't really done a live tasting or a comparison in quite a while, so it'll be good to go through some of these.
It's been a hot minute. Man, okay, so I have, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15. 12 is up first. kind of hitting the nose on this one. Really praline forward, which kind of surprises me. John is wrangling his 9 children, so it's fine. Lots of praline, which is not something I typically remember from Stagg Jr. I remember it being very like cream nougat, like cherry forward, but
did you start on 12? Sorry, I was, as you said, wrangling.
Totally good. Whip them into shape. Yeah, I started on the nose on 12. I haven't tasted anything yet, but I mean,
spiky oak and like dark cherry.
Yeah, the cherry is there. It's
not as much vanilla as I was expecting it to be, or remembering it.
That's exactly what I was saying while you were muted. The vanilla character is kind of backseat here. It's like kind of nougaty cherry, but not like dark like Morello cherry or cherry cordial. Kind of a bright cherry.
Okay, moving up the line here.
It has also been, man, I can't remember the last time I had Stagg Jr. So this is like refreshing to get back to. Whoa. The ABV is definitely still there.
Yeah, all 66 and change.
Damn, is that what batch 12 is?
Yeah, it's 132.3.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah.
Man, running 61. Up and down the line here is good.
Delicious. Desserty. There's a little bit less oak that I remembered. It's probably because I've been drinking a lot of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof lately, but it works really nicely. It's not too oaky. Really sweet. Really sweet. Nougaty, cherry. The vanilla kind of is coming on that back palate. Like I can kind of feel it like teasing out from the palate.
Oh yeah, there it is. It all comes in good. Boy, does that drink nice.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, tons of like cherry pie with like not quite a whipped cream, but maybe like
like buttercream
or something. Yeah, maybe something like. I mean, there's like a creamy texture kind of going on with it, and then like finally after you kind of work through all of the cherry pie and that oak starts to come through and it gets a little spicy on the back, and it kind of hangs out there with a nice spice right in the back palate. That is, man, I remember why I love that one.
It reminds me, I don't know if you had any of those like Hostess pies, like that cherry filling.
Oh yeah.
It's like sweet, syrupy, in like a good way.
Yeah,
you know, not like that.
The first thing it hits you is a ton of sweet, right? Like even before that ABV punch comes in, it's just like real sweet.
Definitely.
Boy, that's good. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna have another sip of it. I'm gonna move up to 13.
Oh man, that's good. I'm glad. A couple weeks ago,
no, go ahead.
I was to say a couple weeks ago when we were talking about doing this, I was like, oh, I should have some Stagg Jr now, and I was like, no, hold off. Like,
that's right.
Do it totally fresh.
Yeah, I actually almost did the same thing the other weekend. I was like, now we're gonna be sipping this soon, and I was just like, I'll wait for the comparison.
Oh man, whew! I should probably open my 15 1 minute.
So moving up to
13, right?
13 here.
Now 13 is
I'm remembering the disparity.
A little bit lower.
Yeah, it's right? I think like 101. It's what is it? 128.4. I should have just written this down so it'd be easier to read. I'm trying to read them off these little. They're like the labels on Stagg are so dark it's impossible.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit lower, not crazy.
Yeah, a couple proof points. I mean, probably not that noticeable.
Yeah, sure. All right. On to 2. Wow.
A lot more like a butterscotch type of caramel candy on that one. Still sweet. Drinks a little thinner.
It almost feels a tiny bit oakier, which is strange for the lower proof, but it seems a little, more on the butterscotch woody, kind of like that wood sugar, profile. Oak sugar.
Yeah.
The cherry here is a little more like cocoa cherry.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with the cocoa side of that for sure. I'm not even really catching a whole lot of cherry, but I mean, going from 12 to 13, like it's like Cherry City to like, I don't know, like something that's not a cherry. Fuck, I don't know.
It reminds me of like a lot of cocoa with a cherry undertone, whereas 12 was very like pow. Here's a bunch of cherry.
You remember those candies? Yeah, I mean, I say, do you remember? Who knows? For all I know, they could still make them. It was a candy bar called Caramello.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It was like the squares of chocolate
sure.
with the caramel on these, and it was like that real gooey, buttery type of caramel. I kind of get this going
Kind of
on
that
in
brown butter note almost. Yeah,
there. Yeah. Like caramel made in the pan, like caramelized sugar.
yeah. Caramelized. What a great note.
Mm. I do
Yeah,
like
this
it though.
definitely leans on like the darker oakier, more like kind of burnt sugar side, which is
Yeah,
good.
I can see
Like
that. I can
a
see
lot of complexity.
I like the way it hits the front of the palate too. I mean,
Mhm.
when it first comes in, it's got a really good desserty, like I want to say savory because of all that caramel to it, but it's not really a savory sip though. I mean, it brings in a real good wave of sweetness right after that. It doesn't end with the same amount of spice as 12 does. So it's like overall, I feel like it's not quite as rounded as 12.
Sure.
Damn good though.
It does seem like very like full on the palate, like not savory like you were saying, but it has like kind of those like burnt caramel notes and like bright caramel notes and like sugary sweetness and oak. Like it's kind of a lot to work through. Like it coats the palate nicely.
Yeah.
There's a lot to dig through. But yeah, I agree. And the more it goes on, the less cherry there is, which is like a very defining note for Stagg Jr. At least in
Yeah,
my
totally.
experience. Like this may be one of the lesser cherry batches, and like especially on the finish is just like pure caramelized like sugars.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Pepper, a little bit of oak.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I had 14, so this will be good. Like I can remember I had so many. I drank like probably a case of batch 12 when that came out because the first one I just bought one the first time. I was
Damn
like,
you.
oh, I like that. Went through it in like a week. And I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna need some more of those. And then I started scooping them up like crazy, and I bet I drank a case of them.
Damn you.
And then Break Your Bourbon decided they were gonna call it their bourbon of the year, and then, well, now you can't buy cases of it anymore.
Man, I cannot remember the last time I saw. It's kind of funny. It's like opposite day. So the last time I saw Stagg Jr in Wisconsin to buy was 2015, which is like a very Maine story to tell, right? Like,
Yeah, really.
it doesn't exist here. Like Stagg Jr.
Yeah.
Every Stagg Jr I've gotten since 2015 has not come from Wisconsin. It's impossible to find. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's one sitting on my bar for you right now that I still haven't sent you yet.
Well,
so you got that going for you, which is
nice.
nice.
Know that I'm like 90% frustrated in like a very not sexual way, but in a very like whiskey way, because
I'll take what I can get, really. They both sound good to me. Coming up to 14, the cherry's coming right back around.
Let's see. I'm gonna grab my 14. So this baby is this is back up there. This is 130 plus.
Yeah, 65.1.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is
depending
really
on which way the bottles are turned. I can either see the ABV or the proof. So like I'm just giving you like from one to the other. Like I know that you're good with the math, so whatever. It's good enough for me.
No, that's good. This one's kind of in the middle, but very different too here. I've always held that these have been really similar, but already as we're talking, like this one's kind of back to that 12 profile.
Yeah, a little more 12, almost like a Dr. Pepper type of thing going on. There's like a little like almost not quite herbal and not quite
cola. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It's not quite cherry cola in the way that like Elijah Craig barrel proof batches like 1 through 4 were, but yeah, big cola note, lightly peppery, like really lots of almost a root beer note with a little bit of cherry.
Yep, I could see that. Yeah, it's a little bit barky, a little bit
it almost
touch that cocoa again too.
God, I can't remember the last time I had a root beer float, but it has like that vanilla, like that sweet kind of cream texture to it. Like the texture is really nice.
I'm missing that like sarsaparilla or like real root beer type herbal note, but I get where you're going with it, because for me, like it first kind of popped out as like something like a Dr. Pepper, not totally up that alley, but you know what I'm saying, in that cola region of like And
Yeah.
like maybe non-name brand cola.
Like RC or whatever. Or,
Yeah. Yeah. Like Mr. Pibb.
It's good though, man. The oak
Mr.
on this
Pibb,
one
you
is
rat
just
prick.
right. The
Yeah.
oak is
Yeah,
just
the
right.
oak is good on that one. Which is rare that we would be agreeing on that, because normally like it's tough to find that balance between where you think it's good oak structure without being over oaked, and I think it's bringing it up. But I mean, for me, it's different when it's not sweet, like Elijah Craig 18, like things like that are sweet,
Yeah.
sweet oak. I feel like there's a little different. Mountain Lightning Yancey, that's fucking gold. That Walmart brand,
Yeah.
absolute gold.
No, it's totally right though. Like that is our biggest departure when we agree to disagree on stuff, is that oak character. Because usually if it's too much oak for me, you're just like rolling in it like hell yeah.
Yeah, like send it. Go full send on the oak because I'm here for it.
Yeah. But this is drinking really nicely in terms of oak in a way I really enjoy. Like it's adding that complexity, but there's no bitterness, there's no tannin, there's none of that funky wood bark to it. This is
Not funky.
pure root beer float with a cherry on top, at least in my perspective.
And when I'm really digging into that, I'm starting to get like just a little tiny hint of that apple that I get on a lot of that Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 1.
Interesting.
Lane's got a good question here. Which brands really figured out their cask strength releases? Makers, Elijah, or Stagg Jr.? See,
I'm curious your
that's a really
opinion
tough
here.
one. I think Elijah Craig had it dialed in before Stagg Jr., but I think I have liked the Stagg Jr. releases just a hair more since about 10.
Okay.
10 forward. But I mean, it's also like I get this weird skew on it because Elijah Craig barrel proof, I could just swing down and go buy one for $65 anytime I want.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we're like 4 batches behind, and like that's not a joke. Like we just like
You got
C919 just
C920,
popped
right?
up.
Oh, okay.
Is it 19 or 20? I think we might be on
20,
19
I would
still.
think. 20, I would think.
It's hard to say. We were on B519 until like pretty recently.
Oh shit, dude. Okay, so you're like living the dusty life today.
Yeah, modern Dusties is just easy peasy.
It's interesting. Like, I totally agree with you. By the way, like after batch 3, Stagg Jr. was great. After batch like 6, they dialed it in. Everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of Maker's Mark, Cast Strength. Like those have been bonkers, especially batch 2003. But I think
that's grown on me.
Man, it's good. It's $40. Like,
yeah, I think when it's on sale here, it's like either 36 or 39. And I do agree with you that the later batches have been better than like the earlier batch. Actually, I think, geez, when did they put that out? 2016, 15.
Yep.
I instantly jumped on it. I was like, oh, cool. Makers finally did something awesome. And I grabbed it, tried it. I was like, that is actually a good amount better. Like it's a good upgrade. They dialed it right up to 10.
Certainly.
And I liked it. And then from there, it was sort of like kind of not like hit or miss, like in a way that like it'd be totally bad.
Yeah.
But just like it never floored me until, geez, it would have been just last year, really, when they started. Actually, I think you started really driving it to me, like you got to get these. You got to get these. They're getting really good.
Yep.
And then they put out the Makers 101, which I also thought was great.
Yeah, we did an after hours on that one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's something worth talking about. So I don't know if I could really pick a winner out of those. I would say if they're all sitting on the shelf next to each other, you've got like that $40, $50, and then $60 price point. It's gonna be like a total toss up. Like I'm not picking by dollars at that point. I'm just gonna go with whatever I'm in the mood for. And if I had one of each already on my bar at home, it would just kind of be whatever I was in the mood for at the time. So I think generally speaking, I like the Stagg an awful lot, but I have a hard time getting away from Elijah being a 12-year unfiltered available whiskey.
I think I have to throw out one that was not mentioned. Larceny Barrel Proof. The first batch was iffy. The second batch was great. The third batch was really damn good. And A121, I think, is pure delight. I think that might be my not sleeper, but it's sneaking up on the big boys. And it's like $59. Really, really damn good.
Yeah, I think it's I guess I don't remember actually if it's 50 or 60 here, but it is really good. That
I wish I could buy it at
liquid candy.
Either price, really. It's kind of hard to track down.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't super easy to get here, even though the first couple of batches just sat on the shelf. But now, like everything, I mean, it's all going that same direction.
Mm-hmm.
The really high end stuff is getting hard to find, which means the middle of the road stuff is following suit pretty quickly. But maybe we'll get like very old Barton or something here, like 17 months from now.
Ancient age.
Yeah, we don't have either, actually.
Oh man, I hurt for you, my friend. I hurt for you.
Yeah, such is life, man.
Life is pain. Life is pain. So I moved down to the 15. I don't know.
I was gonna say I'm on 15 now, and geez, I like where I'm at. I think between all of these so far, I could probably kick 13 out on the nose, but that's as close as I've made it to making any progress here.
This 15. This is probably the most, the biggest departure from that big, bold cocoa, cherry, oak presence that Stagg. And like,
agreed.
I know that so there's no age statement. They all say around a decade,
right?
Which kind of flusters me. I wonder if it's the influence of some younger stock in here. Like, I don't think it's any less good, but it's definitely affecting the profile.
Right. I also wonder, I mean, like, they don't specifically tell you what mash bill this is. It doesn't have to be all mash bill 1.
I was pretty sure this was all mash bill 1.
It's just like Blanton's is all mash bill 2, except for when it's not. And just
I
like
thought that was
Taylor.
Eagle Rare.
No, Eagle Rare is also mash bill 1.
And until it's not, I know that there's
until
some
it's
Eagle Rare.
not, right? Exactly. And E.H. Taylor is mash bill 1 until it's not. There's been, I've noticed over the last year that this has been happening more, where there'll be a single barrel selection that's actually from the opposite mash bill.
Yeah.
It makes me think that it's probably going on a little bit in the batching as well. Like, these meet the profile. We need the stock to meet the amount that we're dumping. Let's get it in there.
That's a really good point. I hadn't considered that. I mean, that's entirely astute. I think that's well placed and probably very likely.
Here we go. What brand? Lane's just coming in with fireballs tonight.
Oh, man.
I like to put that one back to the chat, too, and just see who, I mean, what do we not have? Let's just, I think that's a good idea. Just pick $50 as the price point. Who's not putting one out that we want? I mean,
Michter's. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to pay like
rye is one of my fucking favorite ryes ever. It's really, really good, but
$30 for anything Michter's.
Yeah. Right up to the roof on that, if you can even find it.
Let's see. I mean, Wild Turkey is barrel proof at 50. 50 is like tough. 50 is like, I guess, I mean, it already exists. Like 3-quart, 12-year barrel proof is 45, which is kind of obscenely good for what it like is on paper.
With Chad on that one.
Oh, man.
That'd be fun.
Oh, I hadn't considered that, but that would be good.
You know what gets passed up a lot is Jack Daniel's barrel proof.
Yeah, they're barrel proof.
It's in that same price range as Elijah, and it's not age dated. Like, it doesn't give you as many check boxes, but it also, man, it doesn't disappoint you. I've never actually had one that I was like, I just don't really like this one.
I've never had a bad. I mean, in the last couple of years, back in 2014, 2015, 2016, there were some very bad Jack Daniels, just like there was very bad Knob Creek single barrels. But
yeah,
post 2016, I have not.
Yeah, they hadn't really developed the right profile. I don't think they were just kind of grabbing.
They were just kind of pushing it out. I think in 2016, someone kind of woke up and was like, "Hey, what if we did quality control?" And I imagine a bunch of people kind of like did a little applause, and then they got some QC going and made a huge difference. There's no JD barrel proof that I won't blind buy today. Like, I just blind bought one last week, and I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, it makes me think that they were probably just taking barrels blindly and putting them into that program rather than selecting, okay, this meets the requirements for a single barrel.
Exactly.
The old school Jack Daniel's barrel, or a single barrel rather, was I think 94 proof.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I mean, honestly, back then I liked it too. But I mean, this is like shit, I don't know, like 2009, 10. It was a long time ago. And I liked it a lot then too. But it, I also wasn't digging up as much barrel proof stuff back then either, because A, it wasn't as readily available, and B, it just wasn't what I was looking for. I just wanted to try everything.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't know. It's kind of hard. So like Beam Lane brought up a great question here. I'm like,
oh, you mean you want Bookers to not cost a fortune? Yeah, me too.
Oh, I mean, I wish it was more. I mean, Heaven Hill's kind of tough, right? Because we do get Elijah Craig barrel proof now. We do get. I would love to see like a Pikesville barrel proof. A little bit different style of rye that's coming out. I think that'd be interesting. Like, I'd love to say Evan Williams barrel proof, but like that's pretty much just going to be Elijah barrel proof at what, like 6 years. So maybe not that interesting.
I'm not like disapproving of that idea.
If it was like $40, like $38.
I was going to say it'll probably be $40.
I
wouldn't cry about that. I doubt it.
I wouldn't not try it. I'm trying to think of the other brands. I would love to see like Chattanooga just go full send. Just like, I know your malt is young. I know your proofs are just through the roof. Like, give me that 65% Chattanooga
send us
4-year.
Send us $1.30, whatever. I mean, if it's crazy, people will still probably scoop it up.
And like their other stuff is cheap enough. I think it would be a stretch, but I think they could pull it off. Like I would love Driftless Glen to do more barrel proof, but that's going to be $80, which is fine. But that's not going to hit our $50 mark there ever, maybe. $15's fun.
Oh man, I really like 15 a lot. I'm having a tough time here.
This one's all praline to me. Like praline and cocoa covered cherries.
Yep.
Much less oak. Much less.
Okay. All right.
Fuck's
sake.
What is the proof on this? Okay,
Buck
so it's
31.
creeping back up.
1.
Not a ton,
yeah,
but it's creeping back up. Oh boy.
What's making this a little tough is 15 is a departure from the others. It's totally different in great ways. If it was totally different, I was like, it's not really like for me. Like if you start lining up like 4 roses, single barrels, it'll be easy to pick out the recipes that don't quite do it for you.
Sure.
For the most part. This is getting tricky.
I think I know pretty well where I stand. I'll be curious to compare with you, but very curious. Very curious. But it's good. I like it. I'm probably gonna drink some more of it. If I'm
Go on.
being honest. 15's nice. I like 15. 15's different. This is gonna sound kind of weird because I'm saying that I like 15, but at the same time I'm gonna say I like 15. I hope they go back to like 12, 14 after this. But I like it. It's fun to.
I think 12 and 14 are really similar.
Yeah, and I really like that profile. Like 12 and 15 are batting for my top 2 right now. And I think I'm going to give the edge to 12. 12, 15, then 14, 13. I think is where I'm ending up here.
That's exactly. I moved all my glasses, placed them all, and then went back through and did one more tasting as you were just giving your explanations there. And I was like, okay, no, I was going to go 15, 12 because it was just 15 was doing it. But I was like, that cherry layer of 12 is just too good to leave alone.
It's so good.
14 almost has it. Like if 12 is dialed up to 10, 14 is dialed up to like 8. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
What about a mellow corn cask strength?
I'll start like Bernheim. I'll take the Bernheim
$22.
first. I'll take the Bernheim first and then the mellow corn. I'm working on
the mellow corn barrel proof hangover though.
Dude, I've told this story. Like multiple times. I had like one pour of mellow corn when Anthony and I were doing Maze Monday, and I woke up the next day.
Let's be straight here. It was 2.
Okay, so I had like 4 ounces of mellow corn over 2 hours, and I woke up the next day just like so hungover.
I remember the text from you. First thing, you're just like, dude, my head.
In the most vicious way. It wasn't even like the like I drank a lot hangover. It's just like I woke up and I don't feel right hangover. And like,
was there kerosene in my whiskey?
Oh man, dude, everything hurt. It was so bad. But Stagg Jr doesn't do that, thank God. I would take a Bernheim barrel proof though.
14, 13.
Yeah, 12, 15, 14, 13 is definitely my call here. Not that 13 was bad.
I could almost no. I could almost do it on the nose. But between 12 and 15, you got to go to the palate to really kind of place them.
And where it breaks down for me is that finish. A couple of these just have that big, like rambunctious, bold finish where the oak and the cherry and the caramel play nicely.
Yeah, they're well-rounded. They bring more than 2 dimensions to it.
And I think that's kind of where 13 drops. Like 13 is very nice. It's exquisite, but the palate kind of is like, hey, here's a bunch of ethanol, a little wood bark, and then like go fuck off. And that's kind of where it loses me.
It feels a little bit like your initial description didn't stand up to what you said about it in the second part of that. When you say it's exquisite, and then you tear it apart by saying that it's
that's the thing. Great. Like the nose, really good. Palate
Okay.
Great, but the finish is where it falls apart, and that is where Stagg Jr historically excels for me, is just being like one really cohesive, like nose to finish. It's big, it's rich, it lasts forever, like it's really boisterous.
15 does that in every way, man. Like that, talk about coating the palate and just hanging on for a long ride home. That's a man. If 12 and 15 had a baby, I hope it is batch 16 because I want that.
Honestly, 12 and 15 having a baby sounds like some of my favorite years of George T. Stagg, which I'm into.
Yeah, it would be everything in one package for $50.
I love it. Yep, final taste of 15 seals the deal. So it's weird. We don't typically agree in such lockstep, but
I know I was figuring that we would be at least off on 2. Just because of our difference of opinion on oak. But I mean, none of these is really super oaky, I guess. So one more for science. Just check it out. Just to see.
Man, it still just boggles me that the fact that these are under $100 MSRP is fantastic. I can't find any of them, which makes me upset, but MSRP really well placed.
Yeah,
the age is right, the proof is right. I really regret someone told me what the price for batch 1 was the other day, and I used at least 2/3 of batch 1 to make mint juleps like 6 years ago. And someone was like, these go for $500 now, and I was like, so what?
Well, that's like me blowing through a case of batch 12.
Yeah,
I mean, if I was into it for anything more than just drinking it, I'd be pretty mad about it.
Exactly. Man, well, this was a good setup.
Easy winner, I guess, though.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I expected 12 to be dethroned, but overall,
12 is good.
Yep, it's really, really good.
I would still, I mean, clearly we're both in the same boat of like, I will try every new batch. In fact, I've done every batch for Whiskey Raiders. I plan to continue to do it. It's fun to compare them, but it's nice to see them. They're dialed in and they're sticking around. Like they're not dropping, they're all really, really solid. It's good stuff.
Let's go back to 14 real quick.
I just see the wheels turning in your head. Here I am just blabbing around in your.
Well, I mean, because I didn't expect us to have the same thing. So I want to really make sure that. No, I can't change my order. I mean, that's right.
I'm into it. We can agree sometimes. Like, feels weird, but
fair enough.
I'll bust your balls on some other stuff later, I'm sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, good deal, man. I mean, 12, a clear winner here for both of us.
Yeah.
15, not really much of a second place. I mean, these are both really nice. So
Really close.
I would say if you get your paws in either one of these, whether it's just getting a pour out at a local joint or at one of your buddies' houses or something, definitely try them out if you haven't, because they're both money.
Mm-hmm.
There really are no losers. So he's dead right.
No losers indeed, and that's
wrap this thing.
I agree. Yeah. Without any further ado, thank you guys for joining us. This has been another awesome episode of Weekly Whiskey. Tonight we compared batches 12 through 15 of Stagg Jr, which was super fun. Next week we'll be joined by guest again. I don't think that these are super challenging. George T. Stagg's Throne. I don't know about you, John. Like they're close.
They're close-ish, but I mean, I've done what was the underperforming Stagg there? 19. I've done that against batch 12 and 19. It still beat 12 by just a little bit. I mean,
yeah,
they're not going to take down the senior.
I'm totally with you. But if you're looking for more Weekly Whiskey, you can find us on Instagram. You can find more of John at the Bourbon Finder. He's doing news, reviews, most notably head-to-head, which are super cool, especially in the Elijah Craig kind of arena. He's been doing a bunch of head-to-head there. Check him out. I'm Jay from Whiskey Raiders. If you're looking for the Rotten Tomatoes of whiskey, check us out. We have reviews. We're pushing out articles every day. We have a lot of really good stuff coming, especially since it's now March, which seems crazy to say. And we are all eyes forward for St. Patrick's Day. And here on Weekly Whiskey, we have some fun shit lined up for that as well. But that's for that's for us to know and you to find out later. But it's going to be a really good time. Thanks for joining us again tonight, guys. Check us out on Thursday when a new After Hours goes live. And cheers, folks. I think that John and I are probably just going to go and drink a whole bunch more Stagg Jr in the green room. This is correct. This is crazy good. But cheers, y'all.
Cheers, guys.